Here's what's going on, guys. It's in the mid-30s in Louisiana, and I'm taking this opportunity to wear about every jacket that I own because it doesn't often happen. So today I'm wearing my Buffalo Special 6 shirt. I know it looks like a jacket or a coat. They call it a shirt. I don't make the rules. So this is made by Buffalo Systems. I don't know if it's international, limited, whatever they do, but they're out of Sheffield, England. This is a design I want to say they've been making for over 40 years. I believe it's a very technical garment. It's what might consider a soft shell. I think they originally designed it for the British Special Forces. Let's get into it. All right, so as I said, the general design is a soft shell. Now, how they do it is maybe a little bit an older technology or design as far as the materials, but it's still very effective. The two main materials that it's made out of are Pertex and Pile. So the Pertex would be the outer, and the Pile, give a little shot here, and I'll also put this on a close-up, is the Pile, this fuzzy stuff right here. What that does is it increases the surface area for heat that is coming off of your body to get caught in there and keep you warm. It basically allows you to keep yourself warm. And like a lot of other soft shell jackets, you're either going to be cold and wet or you're going to be warm and wet. This will withstand some water to an extent. Now, if a light rain, you're going to be okay. Nothing on the same level as Gore-Tex, but if you get soaked, here's the deal. You're going to get wet. I'm sorry. But the deal is that this will actually help you with your own body heat, generate warmth, and eventually it's going to dry you off. I know it sounds crazy, but I've done it myself. And in fact, like you see a bunch of other systems, there's a lot of layering. With this particular item, I've yet to need to layer it. I'm sure there's Arctic temperatures that I would want to do that, but in general, as far as I'm concerned, just if I want to heat it up more, I just zip up certain things. Typically what happens, these side vents, is I end up having to open them up more often than not because I'm getting too hot. If I put my phone in this front match pocket, it's going to actually have moisture all over the screen. That's happened to me several times. So a few of the features, you have a big pass-through, almost like the quarterback kind of muff in the front. It's got a cinch inside. I can tighten it up a little bit. Big, kind of a pullover. So if you want to come in and get out right here, that's how we're getting in. And another way that people tend to use the pass-through, other than just warming their hands, is if you have a backpack on that belt, they'll pass through here. So it's not coming into conflict or getting you any extra hot spots. As I said, I've had this thing over 10 years. It's been very effective. Now, where to get it? You can probably get it on eBay. There's a bunch of used ones on eBay. There's very few videos from dudes in America wearing them. They haven't really made it over here that much. If you're from the UK or certain parts of Europe, this is old hat. Like if you just said like, hey man, have you heard of this Buffalo Special 6 thing? It's like, yeah man, I have. Like my dad's got like 3 of them. It's kind of more old hat over there and everybody knows about it. A lot of folks tend to not know about them here. And I think there was even a company that it was Buffalo Systems USA, and the last time I checked today, it said the domain name was available. So I don't know what to do for you on that. The sizing generally, they don't do medium, large, extra large. They base it off your chest size. Now, I remember when I got this one, I got it in a 44, which for me is a bit snug, but I would recommend do the fact I would rather be a little bit more snug across the chest and the back and slightly on the shoulders, but just because so it would take up all the material on the sides around my waist, because otherwise if you are bigger chested or bigger backed, when you get the top to match that, you're going to have a lot of extra material down at the bottom, and you're not going to get the same effect of how the system works or the shirt works. Some of the questions are always going to be like, what about for duty, or what type of put the cool stuff on and kind of cosplay. So here we go. I'm going to put it on, give you my thoughts about how that would integrate. So like I said, about 40 years ago, conservatively, when this shirt was developed, cool guy stuff where you're wearing a belt with, your rifle mag, your pistol on your drop leg, or whatever you're doing. That really wasn't going on at the time, especially if you were outside in an environment where you needed to wear this. You probably didn't have that stuff on your belt. So as far as like how it integrates with that, it doesn't integrate that well, at least with the belt, is as I'm wearing it. You know, for a long time, everybody's got their combat pants, their belt, their new belt kind of goes on the Velcro of their inner belt. You've got your combat shirt. That's not how this goes. So I would bear that in mind if you were trying to use this in that fashion. Okay, here I am with the plate carrier on. Now, with just a plate carrier, no kind of duty belt on, it's fine. There's not going to be a problem. Like I said, they developed this thing about over 40 years ago. Guys weren't running plate carriers then. Guys really weren't running belts with their pistol on it and vice versa. If they were, it was kind of, they were doing a whole other thing, and worrying about a cold weather jacket wasn't on the menu. Most of the time when this was developed, dudes were wearing like H harness gear, like chest rigs, but not so much like the pistol on the belt, like as we see it, as we do it now. So if you're trying to wear some of that more modern equipment with this, this may not be the best option for you. So I said all that to say this, guys. Even though this is kind of an older design with materials that I would say is a bit of an older technology, this is one of my favorite jackets to wear. I don't often get to wear it much because I live in southern Louisiana. It doesn't get really that cold for me to use it. However, when I do need to use it, I love it. I've worn it in northern Alberta, Alaska, southern Argentina, Washington, Massachusetts, Maine, any old cold place that we got around here, I've used it to great effect. The Pertex on the outside, at least whatever they're using on this particular coat or shirt, is good for about 50 miles an hour of wind as far as its resistance. I usually stay very warm. I don't need to do any other layering except for just a t-shirt underneath. I don't know where you're going to get it other than eBay or finding a dealer online. I don't think anybody in America is going to have one. There's a ton of other dudes that have made videos about this, particularly over in the UK, and they're going to be way better at it than me. So if you just find me and you want to learn more about it, go look up any of those other dudes' videos, because like I said, these guys have had this for so long, and there's just a wealth of information online about it. It's just not that popular in the States. But if you ever get a chance to pick one up, I highly recommend that you do.